Anyway, without further ado, I got my dog on here. He done came in. Y'all clap it up.
Hey man, I appreciate everything. I mean, you're much clearer now, man. All you had to do was bring me on at first. It cleared up from the start. You know how us Capitals are. We like the camera.
Hey, shout out to my son right here. Pop streaming from old Nokia flip phone. See, I told you, son. Look, this is why I tried to tell you. This is why I'm the dude that told you I went to the store to get the milk and never came back. AG, this is why I tried to tell him. I ain't never coming back. Next time I'm coming home, AG, when that milk turned back into the cow, I'll be back home, son. That's when I'm coming back. How about that? Get that fool out of here, man. Somebody said real quick, whose uncle is this? Well, let me tell you this. I don't know if he'll see you, uncle, but I'm going to tell you this. This guy right here is responsible for some of your favorite players coming out of this Central Florida. I'll just say the Florida area to some of your favorite colleges, man. I actually met this guy 10 years ago when I moved here to Central Florida. And
cussed me out. Cussed me out first time I met him.
Cussed him out. Cussed him out. What I said, AG?
I'm from Miami. You'll come up in here with my shortage and da-da-da-da. I just looked at him, man. I say, he got that light man syndrome, so let me just let it alone. Somebody in Miami roughed him up because he was light-skinned, so let me just leave that brother alone. So, we became good friends. But sometimes you got to let it go.
Oh, man. So, I had these shorties. They were like, yeah, Coach, we going on this golden ticket bus tour, right? I'm like, golden ticket bus tour? What's that? AG, he takes us around the college. I'm like, who this street agent is, dog? I said, before y'all go anywhere, am I right? I said, for y'all go anywhere, I need to meet him, tell him to come to the school. Y'all ain't going nowhere. So he came to the school. You know what I'm saying? End up having a good conversation.
To be honest, that's what, that's old school. Like, you couldn't just go with your friends unless they mom and daddy knew you, So, you was very accountable, one of the few coaches in Central Florida that really had an impact on their kids beyond just Friday night lights, So because this was all in the summer, the spring, this was all during that time. So I really appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And so, like I said, you've had many guys on that tour, man. Y'all go around to maybe 7, 8, maybe even 10 colleges on that tour, man, all the way from HBCUs, D2s, I'm about to say D1 AA's, old school right there, for real. But I'm saying you go through all the levels. So these players can't be exposed. And Fred Taylor always said the best, exposure leads to expansion.
Right.
And so they get a chance to see some of these colleges. And you know this, I definitely know this as well. And a lot of these players I got on this wall, plus some I still got in the crate over there, they don't realize some of these smaller schools got the same, if not better, facilities than some of these Power 4 schools you cheer for.
Honestly, there's a lot of schools out there. There's some HBCUs out there with some powerful facilities. We went this year on the bus tour. We went to Texas from Florida, so we took the kids. We went to Southern Miss, had some nice facilities. Went to Prairie View, man. I put their facilities up against any group of 5 out there. Like probably one of the nicest campuses we went through. The kids were shocked. So you want to expose them to all these different places. Went to Howard and Hampton, and the kids, we went there. The young fellas was impressed with the ladies. They was definitely. I'm talking about some of the. I won't name no kids' names, but they was definitely like, hey, you know what, Coach, I can go here. I'm talking about kids that's at Miami, Florida. All that. They was like, Coach, I could go here. So you just want to expose them a little bit of everything.
The words of Biggie. My man say, ladies, my Mercedes, hold 4 in the back, but 2 if you're fat, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, man. AG, like I said, you've had some names. If you don't mind, maybe you pop some of them names out there because they're like, oh, I didn't know CJ Baxter, huh?
CJ Baxter been on the bus trip.
Texas.
I get some of the pros. Ronaldo Green, the 49ers, Joe Milton. That's how we connected. Dallas Cowboys. Tyler Davis. He's with the brand. He's doing very well. Ryan Davis, who was at Georgia. Brandon's with Houston Texans at Pitt. Quite a few, man. Even more to come. We've had this year, like the younger guys that people would know, Cedric Baxter, John Walker, who's at UCF, will probably be a top 2 or 3 pick. Jordan Phillips with the Miami Dolphins, which for Colorado fans who don't know, he was the pick right before Shador. He was the pick right before Shador. Jimmy Horn. Jimmy
real
Horn's
quick,
one of my
I had
kids.
his older brother. I remember when Jordan was a little, like, you know what I'm saying? That little old dude, man.
Yep.
Little old cat, bro.
He big now.
He big.
You know,
He
so
big old dude, man.
You know, we've had quite a few kids. We have some kids this year that are going to do big things as well. So that's just to name a few.